crisscross shape.
Okay. Right, let me take over. Oh, it's the wrong way around. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Matt here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this robot vacuum cleaner. This is the OZMO 920 by EcoVac, and they kindly sent this out for me to take a look at, but this isn't a sponsored video, so it's a genuine review. So anyway, without any further ado, let's go straight into the video. Okay, so here we have the actual vacuum cleaner itself. It's all packaged up in the box, so I'm simply going to go ahead and unbox it so you guys can see pretty much what the experience is like here. But this definitely looks really cool. It does price in at $580 or £480. I do believe there might be a voucher on Amazon right now, so definitely do check the link down in the description. But as you can see, there's the vacuum cleaner. It's all nicely packed and has this sort of protector cover on top, which I'll be peeling off. In terms of weight, it is a little bit heavy. It's 6.8 kilograms, but you're not going to be picking this up much, so it's not much of a big deal. In the bottom of the box, you see some accessories. So this pack here is simply some one-time use cleaning pads. I'm guessing this is for the mopping function, but I do believe there is a reusable one installed. Then we have an instruction manual, and we also have this right here, which is basically the part that sucks up all the dirt. It's just a smaller, more focused version, so I guess if you want it to be more focused and less wide, then you would use this. I can't really think of a reason that I would use this personally. And then it comes with a spare filter, so that sort of filters the air so that it doesn't come out all dusty. And then we have the charging dock. This is pretty nice. It's not the smallest, most compact thing in the world, so you will have to be careful about where you place this. You really don't want to be tripping over this. And it will also confuse the vacuum cleaner, so make sure you put it in a good place. But it does have this very grippy surface underneath, so I will be putting it in my kitchen where it's a hard surface floor. And then you simply just get a standard charging cable. This is a UK plug, but the plug will obviously change depending on your region. And now taking a look underneath, as you can see, there's the reusable microfiber mop. So water will release through this and it will clean the floor. I do believe you can change how much water comes out of this, and it seems to hold a large amount, but it does recommend that you empty it between each use. Personally, I can't really see myself emptying it every single time. And then you get these sort of propeller blade things that obviously help sweep in more dirt. They simply clip on. Now this part here is removable, so you can go ahead and get things out that are stuck, and you can also go ahead and clean the actual spinning brush. Simply clips in and out, pretty straightforward. And then you will see these little squares. These are metal, and they will line up with the charging dock so that it will be able to charge. Okay, so in order to set this up, you simply go ahead and scan the QR code, which is on the top of the vacuum cleaner. This will then lead you to the app in the Play Store or the App Store. You simply go ahead and download the app. The app is called EcoVacs Home, so this just needs to install. Once it opens, it asks to scan it again so it can detect the model, and then it will go ahead and start to pair. So it says in order to pair, you need to open up the cover and flick the switch. Mine was out of charge, so I'm just going to plug it into the dock so I can go and continue setting this up. So simply swipe the red switch so that it will go into pairing mode. And then on my device, I'm just going to go ahead and select the vacuum cleaner, which is a Wi-Fi network, and then that's going to go ahead and connect and set everything up. In terms of the app, it's better than other vacuum cleaner smart apps that I've seen. This one has some pretty cool features which I'll be going over, but basically it just goes ahead and uses the laser on top of the vacuum cleaner to map out all of the walls and space, and you can go ahead and view your actual living area inside the app, which is just super cool. But the vacuum cleaner isn't too loud. It does have a max suction power, standard, and quiet mode. In terms of it actually driving around and avoiding things, it's been exceptionally good in my opinion. It's really good at going around chair legs and finding its way between small tight gaps, and you're pretty much going to be able to clean most spaces with this. Now just a heads up, if you have cables or any sort of tangly thing on the floor, it's gonna get stuck in this, definitely. This happened to me a few times, just leaving cables lying around on the floor, and they got jammed in it, and I had to unjam it. Make sure you don't have junk all over the floor that you don't want to be vacuuming up. But launching in the app, you can see that it is quite minimal. It comes up EcoVacs, and here's the interface. So it will load up with a vacuum cleaner. So all you need to do is go ahead and select it. It will tell you if it's cleaning, how long it's been cleaning for, the battery life, Clicking on area here will show you your whole home where you can apply labels, and you can go ahead and select where you want the vacuum cleaner to go. You can create a list, so you can select 1, 2, and 3 for the rooms and the order you want cleaning. And there's even an option to choose whether you clean it once or twice. If you want it to clean a specific area, you can go ahead and drag one of these boxes in custom mode, and that will just go ahead and clean that specific part of your house. Going into this button in the bottom left, it will show you the maps. So I have the upstairs and the downstairs. I can go ahead and select, say, downstairs. You can go ahead and choose your labels here, so you can choose which room it is. It will automatically assign it A, B, C. And if you don't want the vacuum cleaner to go into a specific area of your house, like I found it to get stuck on my bath mat, I simply added a boundary so that it would not go and get stuck on it. You can also add no mop zones as well, so if you don't want it to mop the carpet, you can go ahead and put a box around it so that it only mops hard surface floors. And I found that the rooms were not correct at first, so it was detecting that one big room was 2 smaller rooms, so I used the divide tool to simply combine them into one room. And then when you select where you want it to clean, you simply go ahead and hit auto. It will then leave the charging dock, make its way to the room, and then start to vacuum. So it won't actually just vacuum while it's driving there, it will only vacuum the room you selected. And then at the bottom, there's a button to return it to the charging dock, or you can pause the cleaning cycle. But the live tracker is pretty cool. You can actually see where it is in real time, and I found it really accurate because sometimes you actually lose track of where it is, surprisingly. Something you might want to stick to is just the schedule mode. This is a place in the app where you can set the scheduled time, pretty much just to do an auto clean, but you can also go ahead and do an area clean where you can go ahead and select each room to have a different time in which it's cleaned. So if you're sleeping in the morning, you might want to just clean the kitchen and the hallway, and then later on in the day, you might want to clean up your room. In terms of looks, obviously it doesn't matter too much because it's a vacuum cleaner, but it's pretty easy to clean and it looks super stealthy in my opinion. I mean, who doesn't want a vacuum cleaner to look badass while it's cleaning up? But I've been very surprised just how accurate this vacuum cleaner is. Obviously the laser technology is just really accurate. It seems to detect the entire room before it's even moved off. And then it has this bumper pad on the front, which also allows it to detect things that the laser doesn't pick up. On top, this sort of whole lid part opens and there's a switch to turn it off and on. There's also a tool to help unjam it. And this is where you go ahead and empty the container, which is full of all of the dirt. This isn't the largest thing, but I found that it could clean my whole place a couple of times before I had to empty it. But make sure you do empty it, otherwise it's definitely not going to do a good job. A really cool feature in the app is this maintenance mode, which shows you when you need to change various accessories out or clean them. It basically tells you how long is left in terms of hours until you need to clean them. And it's pretty handy because I don't really know when that stuff needs changing and I'm really unlikely to remember. So it's super handy that inside the app, it does actually tell you that. It also reminds you to take off the water tank and the mop if it's charging. And overall, the announcements it does are pretty handy, but you can obviously turn them off if you don't like that. Another feature it has is that it does work with Amazon Echo as well as Google Home or your Google Assistant. And this is really cool because you can tell it to clean up or mop up and go in charge or stop, pause. But the only thing you can't really do is, it's a bit disappointing, but you can't tell it to clean a certain room. So we made the map earlier, we made our rooms. It's kind of a shame that if you spill something in the kitchen, you can't tell it to come clean the kitchen. You have to tell it to clean, which will then go ahead and clean all of the other rooms and then the kitchen. So it's kind of annoying because you wouldn't want to clean your bedroom if you spilled something in the kitchen. Other than that, I would recommend this vacuum cleaner. It's about a 9 out of 10 on my rating. The only real thing I think is annoying is the fact that it takes a while to charge. It does take around 3 or 4 hours to charge up. However, it does last 110 minutes, which is pretty good. Normally, by the time it's done a full clean around my house, it's pretty much got about 3/4 of a battery left. So battery life's impressive, but it does take a while to charge up. When I got mine out of the box, it had no power, so I had to wait 3 hours for it to charge, which was kind of annoying. But I can't imagine it being much of an issue on a daily basis. And once you've got the whole setup and your area configured and everything is really good. I did have some frustration trying to set that up in the first place because it actually doesn't save the map of your house if you tell it to go back and charge. It only saves it if it automatically goes around and then goes back on its own, which is kind of annoying. I don't really get why. I guess so it has a complete map and it doesn't miss any areas, but it was really annoying. It took me 3 or 4 attempts before I realized And I definitely do think this is probably one of the best ones that I've actually seen in the real world. So thumbs up for that. Leave your comments down below. But thank you for watching, guys, and peace out.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run